Fallout has no shortage of heroes, some real, others imagined, all fighting for what's right. But Herbert Daring Dashwood is different. To most players, Dashwood is harmless. He's a charming old adventurer living out his retirement in Tenpenny Tower, where he tells stories of danger, glory, and survival. But if you look closely at the man behind the myth, the truth begins to emerge, because Dashwood may in fact be one of Fallout's most overrated heroes. By 2277, Herbert Dashwood has become something of a rarity in the wasteland, a celebrity. All over the region, Galaxy News Radio plays the adventures of Herbert Daring Dashwood and his ghoul manservant Argyle.
You're listening to the adventures of me, Herbert Daring Dashwood, and my stalwart ghoul manservant Argyle.
To listeners, Dashwood was fearless, charming, resourceful, the kind of man who always escapes danger with a grin and a witty comment. Think James Bond or Indiana Jones. And now, after decades of adventuring, he has retired in comfort inside Tenpenny Tower, a luxury fortress overlooking the wasteland. Safe, wealthy, and admired. It sounds like the perfect ending, but if you spend enough time around Dashwood, the cracks begin to show. He is funny, yes, and he's friendly too, but beneath the charisma is a man obsessed with the image of himself. Dashwood sneaks into other people's rooms for amusement, pretending the adventures never truly ended. He boasts constantly about old conquests, and relives former glory through radio dramas designed to keep his name alive.
Maybe you've heard the GNR radio play? The Adventures of Herbert Daring Dashwood? That's about me, you know. Based on my, earlier days. I even had a ghoul manservant. Let me ask you, you ever met a ghoul before?
Sadly, his stories rarely focus on surviving the wasteland and cannot be used to help others. Instead, it's pure entertainment. Dashwood treats the outside world as something to experience and feel. Rarely is it something to fix or make better for the next generation. But Dashwood doesn't simply enjoy having adventures. What he truly loves is being admired for it, and nowhere is that more clear than in his relationship with Argyle. In Dashwood's stories, Argyle is the loyal sidekick, the ghoul manservant following his leader into danger. But when you examine what actually happened during those adventures, Argyle appears to be far more than that. He saves Dashwood repeatedly, he handles threats with proficiency and style, and he sees danger long before Dashwood does.
Why is your ghoul friend picking their pockets? This is no time for sticky fingers, Daring.
It's not what he's taking out, my dear, but rather what he's putting in. Duck and cover! The old Shady Sands shuffle. It sure brings me back. You two smooth skins, okay?
My, Argyle, you are rather resourceful for a ghoul, aren't you?
Time and time again, it is Argyle who saves Dashwood, plans ahead, and handles danger while Dashwood merely plays the hero. And that is something he even admits to, saying he has no idea how he even got by before Argyle came into his life. And the answer is pretty simple: he didn't. That's not to say Dashwood isn't brave, but he does have a great weakness, and it's not cowardice, it is something far quieter, something that, at first, barely seems dangerous at all: vanity. In most cases, it made Dashwood charming, the kind of man who told stories, made people laugh, but over time, the need to be seen did start to affect the people around him. In Ricopolis, a kingdom where escaped slaves were welcome, King Crag, their leader, once gave Dashwood and Argyle temporary shelter within the settlement. Trust is a fragile thing in the wasteland, and Dashwood has a habit of testing it without even realizing. After an incident involving Crag's daughter, that trust was damaged, and the two adventurers were forced to leave the kingdom, but they never forgot the location of Ricopolis. Dashwood's encounter with Crag's daughter wasn't a catastrophe by any means, but it wasn't harmless either, and that is the part that's often missed when talking about Dashwood. He doesn't understand trust or boundaries, and the result of this leads to situations he cannot undo. While travelling the wasteland, Dashwood and Argyle were captured by slavers near Paradise Falls. After escaping their slave collars, they encountered another captive attempting to flee. She introduced herself as Penelope Chase, a supposed fortune hunter caught in the same situation.
So little faith, boss. I could disarm this slaver junk with my eyes closed. 1 second. There, now for yours. Stand still. Argyle, you magnificent bastard! You did it! Don't thank me yet, boss. We still need to get out of here. Let's go, while the guard's away from the front gate. Not so fast, my flesh-rotten friend. That girl we came in with, we're the only chance she's got. Come on! Always with the dames. All right, she's locked in there. They call it the box. First, we need to remove that guard. Allow me. Hey, fella, got a light? Huh, Lotus? Kick, yay! Ha-ha, now the door. Child's play, boss. Okay, lady, you're rescued.
Together, the three escaped the slavers and later survived an attack by super mutants. But the wasteland was dangerous, they needed somewhere safe to hide, and luckily Dashwood knew a place. Now, Argyle distrusted Penelope immediately. Dashwood did not. He was captivated by her charm and began to boast, like he always did. He revealed that he knew the location of the fabled Ricopolis, a hidden kingdom buried deep in the wasteland hills. Worse still, he revealed how to enter it.
In those hills up there. Isn't that where the hidden village of Ricopolis is located? If only we knew where it was.
Turns out you're in good company, Miss Chase. Argyle and I are old friends of Ricopolis. Know the secret knock and everything. Boss, that's privileged information. You can't just... Now, old chum. Miss Chase is hardly going to violate the secrets of Ricopolis. Isn't that right, Miss Chase? Besides, necessity calls.
So you do know where it is. Well, come on then. Those super mutants can't be far behind.
Just over here, this large boulder. And now, the secret knock. And voila!
Argyle protested every step of the way, and Dashwood ignored him, because impressing a stranger mattered more than protecting the innocent people. Unbeknownst to them, the slavers from Paradise Falls had been following their trail, and thanks to Dashwood, they followed it all the way to Ricopolis, but inside, things went from bad to worse.
Ignore my manservant's mutterings, Penelope. He has a penchant for the dramatic, you see. Why, one time...
Oh, I don't know, daring darling. I find the ghoul's instincts to be frighteningly accurate.
Here I thought we were friends, and now you have a gun in my face. Bad form, Miss Chase, bad form.
Jabber all you want. In about 30 seconds, my associates from Paradise Falls will join us.
I knew it. I knew this dame was no good. But it's worse than I thought. She's the Black Widow, the leader of the slavers.
Quite right. We've been trying to capture these Ricopolis rodents for years. Never could have done it without you, Daring.
Looks like I've gotten us into one heck of a pickle, Argyle, old chum. One heck of a pickle indeed.
Just ease away, zombie. No funny business.
Funny business? Miss Chase, you hurt my feelings. I mean, there ain't nothing funny about the Eagle Claw! Ah! Good God, Argyle! You ripped out her heart! I always knew this broad was heartless. Get it, boss? Heartless? Your kung fu skills may be unparalleled, old chum, but your comic delivery leaves something to be desired. What is the meaning of this? Oh, magnificent King Crag, fearless leader of Ricopolis, it's me, Daring! I should have known. But who is this? This dead woman? She's the least of your worries, Craggy. In a few seconds, the slavers are gonna be breaking down your rocky front door. Slavers? You led the slavers here? To Ricopolis? You idiots! Do you realize what you've done?
In the chaos, Dashwood escaped. Argyle did not. The daring adventurer destroyed a settlement, he caused countless people to be enslaved, and he got his loyal companion, supposedly his best friend, killed in the process. All because Dashwood wanted to impress Miss Chase, somebody he hardly even knew. Decades later, Dashwood sits beside a radio in Tenpenny Tower, listening to stories about himself, laughing, remembering, retelling adventures where he remains the hero. He still speaks as if Argyle might return one day. He clearly never went back to Ricopolis to find his friend after they were separated in the chaos, and that was years ago. Maybe Dashwood never understood what truly happened, or maybe remembering the truth would be too painful. Although he can learn, perhaps for the first time, what truly happened to his friend.
Dead? Argyle? You're sure? My God, I always thought he'd outlive me by at least 100 years. Poor bastard. But thank you. Thank you for telling me. At least now I know. At least now the poor guy can catch a breather. I'd like to return your kindness. Here, take this key. It unlocks my safe. Lots of stuff in there I'll never use again. My adventuring days are over.
Now, upon learning of Argyle's death, he does seem to grieve, but a small part of me thinks this is misguided, and he isn't grieving for his friend, rather the loss of not being able to reminisce of their adventures together, where he remains the hero. But there is one final irony. Dashwood, the man who travelled with a ghoul and was named an honorary citizen of Underworld, the Capital Wasteland's ghoul refuge, still chose to spend his final years in Tenpenny Tower, a place where ghouls were despised and sometimes shot on sight.
Well, until recently, the only danger you ever faced in this fine establishment was bumping into all the bloated egos floating around. But now there's a group of ghouls nearby. I've tried explaining that they don't all want to eat you, though some do, of course. Problem is, it's hard to tell which is which. Chief Gustavo has initiated a shoot first and ask later policy. If they're smart, they'll stay away.
Even in old age, Dashwood chose comforts over conviction and making the world around him a better place. This decision can catch up to him, and his friendliness towards ghouls isn't enough to save him from the hatred of the world he chose to live in. In the end, Herbert Daring Dashwood was not evil. He was charming, funny, even kind at times, but kindness without wisdom can destroy lives, and it did. Dashwood wanted to be remembered as a hero. Instead, he may be remembered as the man who doomed his best friend and destroyed a kingdom. Be sure to show your support by liking the video and subscribing if you haven't already for more Fallout content. If there's anything you'd like to see in a later video, leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. With that said, thank you, as always, for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.